Simon, back in training after another weekend off, the last one of the year. Have you made the most of the time off that you have had and refreshed the squad? How's everyone doing?
Yeah, definitely. We've had a lot of weekends off. None have come with such sunshine and good weather though, so I think everyone's made the most of it. I certainly have managed to get your head away from game a little bit. Well, not entirely I suppose, but yeah, managed a little bit of time away, which is really nice. Spend a bit of good time with family, and as you said, obviously now we've got a couple of Monday games in amongst, but yeah, every weekend now until the end, so it's a bit of a grind. It's an enjoyable one, but yeah, nice to box that weekend off and get that business now.
It was the international break. Nice to see a few of the Panthers lads selected to go into camp and into squads for the World Cup. How nice was it to see those lads being recognised for their form for club, for country?
Yeah, so obviously Louis was 18th man for France, and he's been in good form, and I thought it was quite unfortunate not to play, but obviously I think Laurent has probably got an eye on not only this World Cup but the next one as well, with it being held in France in 2025, so I think they're just trying some things out there, but it bodes well that he's in his thoughts and hopefully continue his good form, and you know, coming the end of the year might be a chance of a spot in France's squad. And yeah, Keezy and Zach and Woody, Ireland and Jamaica, they all jumped in there. I hope I haven't missed anyone. I don't think so. They jumped in on their camps, their training camps, touched base with their coaches and whatnot, so yeah, they're all that's something to be excited for at a later date, but the good thing is they all have to play really well for Halifax if they want to get selected for those teams.
It was a really tough encounter last time out up in Cumbria, up at Whitehaven away. Bit of a rain-soaked game, but managed to come through in the end. Looking back on that game, how do you feel the team performed, and are there any lessons that you can learn from that game going into this Monday's tough trip to Cumbria?
Get there in good time is one of them. We had a bit of a faff, didn't we, before, but it is what it is. I thought we played pretty well, you know. The scoreline would suggest we weren't amazing. 24-12 down at half time. You know, previous weeks teams had chipped in some points against Whitehaven, but I thought they were really good. They played tough, and there was a bit of a wind. Well, you mentioned the rain. We scored early, which I don't think helped us, and then literally the rest of that first half we spent camped in R30 because we couldn't get a kicking game together with the wind and the pressure Whitehaven put on us, obviously. Then a bit of indiscipline and whatnot. Yeah, stuck in your own 30, so we're a tough slog, and the tries we conceded were pretty poor. They weren't like them ones you go, fair enough, applaud it, and they could get around you in corner, you know, 5 or 6 passes. They were crash overs, which were pretty poor. But then to come out second half, not concede any, post some points and play with a bit of confidence were really pleasing. And sometimes them trips, circumstances around getting there late and everything else, you just want to get the points, so you get in, get out, get it done. And we managed to do that, so you know, we'll leave that one parked there now. We reviewed it, and there was a lot of good in the game, as much as there was some stuff to work on, but it didn't really give any bearing on this week. We've got to prepare well for a trip to Barrow on Monday.
We saw a few bumps and bruises in that game. I think Saltonstall wasn't able to return to the field with concussion. Can you give us any updates on any injuries that came from that game moving into Barrow?
Usual physical encounter, so there's sore bodies left, right and centre, to be honest, but I think Salt is probably the only one of any real concern. Obviously the return to play protocol we've got to go through, it's 11 days now, so he's at the end of that. I think he's finishing it off tonight, or he may have finished it last night. I'll see when I see him, but yeah, he'll get signed off and he'll be available for selection. But yeah, other than the lads out on loan, I think we're pretty much everyone bar Brad Knowles to pick from.
Fantastic, and as we say, it's a tough game, it's a tough prospect. Barrow away, going well in the league, seem to have picked some form up, but it's on TV, anything can happen. Just how excited are you at the prospect of putting on a really good show against a really good team away from home on the Premier Sports?
That'd be great, wouldn't it? I've said before, it's on all of us, every team, to showcase the championship well. We've got an opportunity to be on TV. It's not ideal and all the rest of it, but it's an opportunity nonetheless to push our game out there. So yeah, we'll be looking to go and play a game, but the other side of the coin there is we want to go get the job done. If we get the 2 points, that'll be absolutely brilliant. Whether it's by 1 point or 60, absolutely not bothered. Get the points, get out of there and get them on the board. That's the most important thing, as it was with Whitehaven, get in and get out. But yeah, it is an opportunity for lads. We're in good form. Yes, we got belted by Lee, got deservedly so. I thought we didn't do ourselves any favours in that game at all, and then pretty solid against Whitehaven. Again, I don't think people probably give Whitehaven enough credit. I mean, I think they got beat by maybe Batley the week before, down to 12 after 20 minutes. So the circumstances around them getting that many points posted on them. So yeah, I think they were in decent health for that game. They came with a good game plan that matched the conditions as well, which worked out nice for them, and yeah, we were still able to turn them over. So that's, as we've probably said it time and time again, a sign of a good team when you're not absolutely on it and you still get the job done. So yeah, we'll take that one and move on. With Barrow going well, I don't know if you call them a surprise package, obviously coming up. I expect them to be pretty good. They're always a good team, aren't they, when they're in, when they're back up at this level. And it's good for Cumbria, isn't it, having the three of them in at once. Two of them look going all right. One struggling at the bottom there. I know Spuggy's doing his best with them, and they've got some of our old lads up there in the Davies brothers who are doing well up there. So yeah, it's all good exposure for our game and Cumbria as well. So yeah, we'll get up there, get the job done hopefully. At the very least, I expect us to perform to our capabilities, and that's what we'll need to come away with something.
You've done your review on Barrow. Where do you see their weaknesses? Are there any areas you believe we can exploit to get the better of them?
Preview of Barrow. Yeah, I've had a look at them. The lads will have the first look tonight. When you've played everyone once, Faz, you've got a good idea of their strengths and weaknesses. But obviously, faces change, some trends change. So we'll touch on that tonight. But we know what the threats are. Hakim Malouda back in the team. He's a bit of a maverick, as is Samet. When things go well for them, and the kicks, the trick kicks and whatnot, when they come off, and they can be really hard to control. So that's something we have to really concentrate on this week. Our kick reception, our travelling around it. Big set of forwards who play quite well. To be fair, they move the ball around quite a bit. Don't play too dissimilar to us in their approach to the game. Yeah, and there's some bits in there that we feel we can gain some momentum with, and hopefully that'll take us over. Our sort of way is, it's nice to score the training ground tries where 6 passes and we score in corner, but the more pleasing ones is the composure we've shown at times, and we've been happy to score the crash over or whatever it might be, as opposed to trying to thread the needle and hit the wing. So yeah, we're not in a bad spot, and they're in a good one as well. It's a good competitive championship, so hopefully we have a good game.
And just over halfway into the season now, sitting 5th in the table, is it getting to the point, earlier in the year you said you'll look at the table and that'll take care of itself later in the year. Is it getting to the point in the season now where all these games are crucial and there isn't that much room for error?
Of course, well yeah, it doesn't take a genius to have a look at the table and see there's not a lot that separates, probably 6 teams maybe. There's a fair few teams in the mix, and I've said it time and time again, Faz, I think each year since I came back to the club in Championship, it's got better every year, more competitive. It's a really good competition, and obviously that's showing on the board this year. It was quite close last year for a long period, probably started breaking up a little bit before now. So yeah, it's there for anyone to take it really, and it's all within your hands really. If you can do your job, there's no need to be looking over your shoulder. But I think that the table's probably going to split. I said it might be done by middle of the year. I think it'll probably be another 4 or 5 games before we see it maybe divide properly. But again, I could be totally wrong. Batley are in decent form. They go to Featherstone, who, from what you read, they've got bits of injuries and whatnot. Probably not a bad time to play them. Batley could quite easily turn them over and give them a leg up and whatnot. So yeah, it's an interesting league, and we'll just look after our back garden and I'll make sure that's in order.
And it was mentioned, announced earlier today, Matt Garside's joining Dewsbury Rams on a short-term loan deal. Can you just tell us a bit about how that came about?
Oh, Finney poached him. No, a bit like the Elliott scenario, but obviously Elliott had been out of the team quite a while, needed some minutes, played a few games at the reserves at Giants, but that's bi-weekly, so it's not always of benefit. Opportunity to go to Dewsbury, and same goes for Garth. He's found himself out of the team for a few weeks, off the back of a ban, wasn't it? He got banned and then he's missed a couple since. And other people have gone well in his stead, and the longer he's out of the team not playing, the less chance there is of him coming back in and doing the job we need him to. So it just makes sense for him to go and have a go over at Dewsbury with Finney there, and help them out a bit as well, help our old mate Finney out. But both Elliott and Gas will be back for us when we play Dewsbury in a couple of weeks' time. But yeah, just the thing behind that is just getting some quality game time under his belt.
Finally, then we'll finish off with just an update on the only long-term injury that we have at the moment, Brad Knowles. Can you give us an update on his progression and how he's looking at returning to the side?
He's doing well. I don't have a date for you, Faz. I've got no idea. but I know he's working very hard, so he's getting closer. He's joining in on a lot of stuff now, which is good to see. There's just some areas that need tweaking. It's one of them where he can run, he can sprint. There's little bits in between, the control of his muscles and whatnot that he still needs to work on, and it'll come. It's just a time thing. It's a big injury, and I think if we're all totally honest, beginning of the year when that happened, some may have been questioning will he play again this year. There'll have been a lot of people questioning, is he going to come back from that? But I think through his attitude and his approach to his rehab and his mindset towards all of it and getting through it, it's been brilliant, and that's been demonstrated in his progress, and it's been real quick. So yeah, there's some hurdles left yet for him, but I certainly wouldn't be putting it past him to be getting out there and playing a few games for us this year.